Over to the Financial Review. The OECD urges genuine tax reform, which I think is going to have analysts sort of salivating at this story tomorrow. The Morrison government is being urged by the OECD, good evening, Matthias, to reduce the reliance on income taxes, overhaul the GST, lower tax concessions and develop a clear plan to pay down debt coming out of the coronavirus pandemic. Is this the kick in the pants that all of the state and territory leaders need to kind of get the conversation moving, specifically on GST that's still a few years away?
Matthias Cormann, he'll do anything to get his tax agenda implemented, won't he? He'll even go and become the General Secretary of the OECD
and
put it on the front page of the Australian papers. Give it a rest, Matthias.
Have a rest. It's on a number of front pages in various forms, being the Fin and also the Age and the SMH. But I guess this is probably something that's the Financial Review readers are going to be all up and about against. And we even here in WA, with the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, have been pushing the need for tax reform locally. Is it only a matter of time before we have to put our big girl pants on and say, right, we need to talk about the future of our economy?
Sure. Look, there, of course, was the Landmark Productivity Commission report. And since then, governments have been tinkering around the edges with tax reforms. And there's this year, the coalition agenda has started with superannuation reform, which of course has implications for people's tax. So I think started with super, really reforming the financial services sector as well, and we will potentially see further movement. But look, it's a fraught topic, isn't it, of policy. You can't please all of the people all of the time.
Yeah. Speaking of, the ALP are in a bit of bother on the front page of the Sydney Morning Herald. Will Keneally have a shelf life in Fowler? This is the really interesting story that is coming out of the Essence Days at the moment. Opinion is split on Christina Keneally being their MP, but a focus on getting by for many in the heart of the southwestern Sydney electorate. How do you think taking a former New South Wales Premier and parachuting her into a safe seat is going to go down in a post-COVID election?
Well, look, it probably wouldn't have gone down too badly if they didn't have a preferred local candidate.
Who seems wonderful.
Who seems fantastic.
Yeah.
Local Vietnamese community worker, solicitor, I believe, don't quote me on that, has a connection to her family coming from Vietnam to Australia in 1975. So normally it would probably be okay and embraced because Christina Keneally is quite popular. However, you and I have both lived in Sydney, Jenna. Sydney is a city of mini metropolises like no other place in Australia. And I think the people of Western Sydney want someone from Western Sydney who knows how the place ticks. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be culturally diverse. That's why they love Chris Bowen. That's why they love Jason Clare, because they're from Western Sydney. That's why they loved Paul Keating, because he was the boy from Bankstown. They didn't care that he bought tea tables and wore Xenia suits because they're about aspiration, not patronisation, as we're probably seeing here.